What a shot.
Shot scores!
That is your winner.
Scores! A highlight reel goal as the Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Welcome to Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. The defending Stanley Cup champions, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, will face off against the Detroit Red Wings, who look to make the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Welcome everybody, I'm Max. Glad you're with us here today as the Detroit Red Wings are close to getting onto the ice here as the game is about to start very soon. Those are the defending Stanley Cup champions, trying to get a win here in Hockey Town as the Red Wings are going out right now. The Detroit Red Wings and the Florida Panthers. And here they come onto the ice. Red Wings, Panthers, and Panthers got their first loss of the season against the Philadelphia Flyers in a tight one. It was I believe a 3-2 win for Philadelphia, and they won that one as it was Tarasov in net, and that was their backup goalie for the Florida Panthers. For the Detroit Red Wings, though, they're going to have to play with one of their best players out of the lineup. Lucas Raymond is out due to an upper body injury. He is day-to-day, though, for the Detroit Red Wings, and the man who scored the game winner against Toronto with 40 seconds to go in that one in Toronto, Mason Appleton, got his first goal at the Red Wings. He will be on the first line with Emmett Finney and the captain Dylan Larkin for the Detroit Red Wings. As seems like we're going to have the anthems here soon, as the Red Wings have allowed the least 5v5 high danger chances against per 60 this season. It's a small amount, but for a team that is trying to get better every year and trying to make the playoffs. Patrick Kane, an American great, his 19th NHL season. He has 493 goals, sixth among active players, 854 assists, second among all active players, three-time Stanley Cup champion, all of Chicago, and 1,347 points, fourth among active players, as he is trying to be one of the best American-born players out there. He thinks behind just Mike Modano, who used to play for the Stars and the Red Wings. Played for the Red Wings in his last season after he left Dallas. Franchise player with the North Stars and the Dallas Stars. As the Florida Panthers trying to win this one, they have another injury to deal with. Dmitry Kulikov is out for 5 months. Taking surgery on a labral tear, and he has an upper body injury for that, and another injury for the defending Stanley Cup champions. They're going to have to find out how to balance that and how to see what they can do here, because it's a lot of injuries for Florida that's stacking up right now. Kulikov's out, Matthew Tkachuk is out, Alexander Barkov, their captain's out, Thomas Nosek is out. There's a lot of players missing in Florida. They still have a good record to start off the season in the first 4 games, but sooner or later, those players are not going to produce because there's always obviously tough stretches in the season, and then you're going to miss those players. And Florida right now cannot probably afford another injury here, especially to a great player like Verhaeghe or Reinhart or Bennett or Marchand. They can't afford that right now. Or even on their defense. They haven't gotten much defensive injuries. But if they do, it's gonna look bad for Florida. For the Red Wings, they need to take that next step. Obviously, it's going to be a challenge with Lucas Raymond out for tonight's game and potentially for another game or so. It's day-to-day listed, but sometimes day-to-days goes to week or month to month, depending on how the injury goes. So we will see if that's the case, if it's day-to-day for Lucas Raymond. And for the Detroit Red Wings, they're hoping it's day-to-day because he's one of their best players out there. The rookies for the Red Wings have done very well here to start this young season. Emmett Finney was very well. He played very well in training camp for the Detroit Red Wings. He's up here on this top line. This is his first year up here on the Red Wings in this training camp, and he's up there with Larkin and Appleton. I know it's a very mixed-matched first line, obviously, with the absence of Raymond, but they've been pretty good. Finney's been pretty good. Appleton scored his first goal. James Van Riem's like the fourth line. He scored his first goal with the Red Wings in Toronto as well. If Detroit can just fix some problems, especially in goaltending with John Gibson, as we're back in Detroit, the Red Wings celebrating their Centennial season as they have a Hockey Town center ice logo to commemorate it, as Sergei Bobrovsky in net for the Panthers, 3-0 to start the season, as .925 save percentage. Cam Talbot making his third straight start for the Red Wings. He made 38 saves on Monday against Toronto as we're underway here in Detroit. Dumped back in as the third line is out there for the Red Wings. It's fought for along the boards. Nygaard went down as he'll have to go get a new stick as his stick flew out of his hands, I believe. Reinhart trying to get to the loose puck, but it's held in, though, by Edvinsson. Shot by Nygaard. Rebound. Compher trying to bank in enough so Bobrovsky and couldn't. First shot for the Red Wings in the game as they hold the pressure, but now it is Ekblad moving it ahead. Reinhart makes a move. Sam Reinhart's in. Reinhart cutting to the net, and a nice defensive play from behind by Nygaard to prevent that. Stuck along the boards in the Red Wings zone. Reinhart, here's Bennett. Shot! Save! Rebound! No! Cam Talbot coming up big on the first chance for the Panthers. 53 seconds into the game. So the board battle that was played there, Reinhart with a great no-look backhand pass towards the front of the net. Bennett had the opportunity, couldn't bury it. And 53 seconds in, we've had chances for both teams to get on the board here early on in Detroit. So they're celebrating their Centennial season here in Detroit this year, and they have a new center ice logo commemorating that with the Hockey Town trademark back for the first time since I believe 2017. Here's Emmett Finney, the rookie, moving it ahead. Here's Appleton on a break. He shoots and he's stopped. Sergei Bobrovsky with his first big save of the game. Shot back in by Nico Mikkola. Rimmed all the way around as it's played off the wall by Marchand. Lost it, Finney. Here's Larkin, the top line out there once again. Appleton will dump it back in. Bobrovsky out to play it. Played it off the wall. Almost a turnover right into the slot. 2-1 early on, the shots favoring Detroit. Marchand, a backhand pass out to center. Appleton gets it back and shot back in. Jones will pick up the puck now along the boards in his own zone. More than a minute and a half has passed by here in the first period. Intercepted at center by Albert Johansson, and then the Panthers re-enter onside. Behind the net is Boquist. He gets leveled by Johansson near the boards as the Panthers look to cycle the puck in the Red Wings zone, but the Red Wings have the puck, and Patrick Kane passes it for Johansson behind the net. 2 minutes have passed by here in Detroit. Other games around the league, Senators Sabres about to start. And then the Flames, Mammoth later on tonight. Turnover here at the blue line. Boquist now a one-timer. Brad Rodriguez was blocked in front of the net, and the Red Wings regain possession. Here's Patrick Kane. Turns it over at the blue line. What a keep by Evan Rodriguez. Feeds it. Gadjevic across out of the reach of Forsling. Forsling will get it again along the boards. Forsling in the circle. Shot! Through traffic, was blocked into the corner. Patrick Kane will flip it out to center. And not enough for an icing. And so they'll get a line change. Cunnin will move it ahead. Banks it off the boards. Shot back into the Red Wings zone. It's going to be an icing. And so the Panthers will have to play back in their own zone, and Cunnin's arguing about that. Let's read the chat here. Mara said, W, the only commentary of this game. I'm glad I could provide that here. Appleton with his opportunity on a semi-break. He was getting covered around the end by Brad Marchand. A great play there, but still got a good chance away. Mason Appleton scored the game winner against Toronto in the last game for the Red Wings. Edvinsson shot! Deflected on goal by Rasmussen, and a save made by Bobrovsky. So we've had a lot of whistles to start the game. Appleton with a great chance again. Just stopped by Bobrovsky. He had Emmett Finney in front, but he was covered. So the face-off here, Rasmussen, the fourth line out here for the Red Wings. Soderblom is in the lineup because of Raymond's absence, because he is injured and will not be in play in this game as he got injured in Toronto on Monday. Cleared out of the zone and played off the wall there. Jeff Petrie, the former wing, will dump it back in. Rasmussen played it off the wall, and it's deflected back into the Florida zone. Soderblom looking to get it. Lost to Gadjevic. Played it off the wall. Cunnin. Comfort pressuring him along the wall. Still loose. Trying to battle it free is Van Riemsdyk, and then Greer got it out of the zone, and now an odd man rush potentially for the Panthers. Cunnin tried to feed it in front. It was covered in front by Comfort. Kopp will have the puck now for the Red Wings. Almost 4 minutes in, the shots are 3-1 Detroit. Looking to get their third straight win of the season after they lost their opener against Montreal. Cleared out of the zone by the Florida Panthers. The defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions just lost their first game against Philadelphia in a tight one where they had Tarasov starting in net. So now they got Bobrovsky back in again. Looking to go 4-0 to start this young season for the Panthers. Kopp trying to clear it out of the zone. Couldn't. Boquist holds it in. Passing it across Mikkola. Gets it on the far wing. Mikkola pressured off the puck by Moritz Seider. Lundell shoots it through traffic, and he is stopped by Talbot. And Pat, geez, I am messing up with the names early on. Kopp trying to get it along the boards. Sherratt and Moritz Seider will get it back. Seider passes it off the wall for Sherratt. They'll get a line change, both teams. As we're almost 4.5 minutes into this first period. Emmett Finney dumps it back in. Will be an icing, though, on Detroit. There's Paul Maurice, head coach of the Florida Panthers, third in all-time wins, second in all-time games coached. He has 919 wins under his belt in his career, 768 losses, and 247 overtime losses, or ties, because he's coached for so long. Ties were in the NHL. Rodriguez and Larkin in the face-off, dot in the Detroit zone. Here's Ekblad's shot through traffic, blocked away by Talbot. Sherratt clears it deep into the Florida zone. Finney trying to get it from Verhaeghe. Ekblad gets it from the pass from Verhaeghe, and it is cleared out to center ice. Reinhart out of the reach of Verhaeghe, and the Red Wings have possession once again. Dumped back in from center ice. Appleton trying to get to the loose puck. Ekblad got it out of the zone, and Rodriguez will move it ahead. Verhaeghe will dump it back in. Talbot out to play it. Off the wall. Not cleared out of the zone just yet. Up high is Jones. He shoots, and a save made by Talbot. Finney trying to get it out. Got hit along the boards, and it's cleared out to center. Shots are now even at 3. Rodriguez will dump it back in. Johansson will look to get to the loose puck. It's Bernard Docker and Johansson, the third defensive pair out there for the Red Wings. And it is cleared down the length of the ice. No icing, though. Casper trying to get it on the forecheck. Bennett turned it over. Here's DeBrincat trying to pass it for Edvinsson on the far wing. Here's Casper again. Looking, pressured by Jones. Up high to the point. Couldn't handle it. Comes back out to center, and it's dumped back in by Edvinsson. Bobrovsky tried to slow it down. Another turnover. The shot deflects out of play into the netting. Shots are even at 3, but no score here in Detroit. As we'll go to break. The Red Wings and the Panthers scoreless in the first 6 and 8 seconds of this game. We welcome you back to Detroit here at Little Caesars Arena. I'm Max, delighted to have you with us here on the division rivalry matchup between the Florida Panthers, defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, and the Detroit Red Wings, the rebuilding Red Wings that are looking to try to make the playoffs. They have not made the playoffs since 2016. If they don't make the playoffs this year, it will be 10 straight for the Wings in not making the postseason. And it's very rare for that, because the Red Wings were the powerhouse back in the 2000s and the 90s. We're on our way back here in Detroit. Off the wall, and it was trying to be cleared there by Pelika, one of the rookies out there for the Red Wings in his first season here. Boquist back to the line. Petrie shot off the backboards, and it is cleared out of the zone by Johansson. DeBrincat off a turnover. Here's Alex DeBrincat with the loose puck and a shot. Deflects wide. Off the wall and out to center. Luostarinen. And now race for the puck here. Rasmussen to the loose puck. Rasmussen, a shot. Deflects off the glass. It might have gotten a piece of Bobrovsky. There's a little hesitation there to get to that loose puck. It was like Kane and Rasmussen were looking at each other. Who's going to get it first? Marchand trying to backhand pass it in front. Couldn't. And Talbot does not know where the puck is. Shot was blocked in front. Seider looking to get it. Now another shot. Blocked in front. Moved ahead for the Wings. Onside, Van Riemsdyk. Mikkola. Turned it over. And it is cleared out to center. 3-on-2 for the Panthers. Here's Bennett dropping it off. Marchand's shot. Blocked in front. Skips to the corner. Samoskevich off the wall. Marchand trying to get it. Turned it over in front. And a save made by Talbot at the side of the cage. Apparently something's going on with the broadcast here. Let's see. Are we off? What is happening? Let's see here. We might be off. Hold on. Here's a shot and another save made. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. Okay, we are still live, I think. No, we're not. What's wrong? What is happening? Let's see. So we are not live right now. What just happened? What is going on? Have we lost internet connection? That's the question. Disconnect. Connect again. Okay. What is happening with the channel? What is happening? I genuinely don't know what's going on right now. I don't know if this is live or not. Connect to the internet. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why is the internet acting up? Connect automatically. Okay, we are connected. You gotta be kidding me. Did mom? Oh, jeez.
don't know if we're live right now. YouTube is down? Okay, that seems to be the case. You've got to be kidding me. YouTube went down. Wow. Wow. Okay, are we back? Okay, what the heck? I don't know if we're back or not. I really don't know. I really don't. Okay, so YouTube Studios not working.